welcome. So this is an episode of Portland's Famous.
Okay.
We created this series to shine a light, give flowers to those who are either from Portland, have lived here, live here, to really talk about what the city means to you. Um, find out how you really feel about being Portland famous. So, our guest today is Mr. Johnny Ray Gill, ladies and gentlemen.
What's
Uh,
up? What's up?
yeah, so Johnny, I'm just going to give a little background because, I know you know this stuff, but the listeners may not. So, Johnny
Yeah,
was
yeah.
born in Portland. You attended Jefferson High School in Northeast Portland,
Shout
demo.
out. Shout out Jeff. Them demos. Them
Yes,
demos.
yes, yes, yes. You attended both University of Southern California and Temple University.
Yes, ma'am.
And finish your education with a Master's of Fine Arts at University of California, San Diego.
Yep, yep. La Jolla Playhouse.
All right. So after your career, after you graduated, your career took off in 2011 when you co-starred with Miss Kathy Bates in David E. Kelley's Harry's Law.
Yep.
And you are currently starring in Amazon Prime's Cross, playing a detective gone rogue, criminal, I don't know,
Gone a lot of places.
gone a lot of places, Bobby Trank. So I want to start with kind of an easy one.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about what it was like growing up in Portland.
Growing up in Portland is, I was black growing up in a hippie town. Portland has that. Ironically, Portland has some of the uh, most culturally aware programs and stuff. When I was growing up, I was in the Prospective Gents Club, which was the largest rites of passage program west of the Mississippi. People are usually, at the time, people are usually surprised to find out that I went to all black high school, all black middle school. I was in an all black neighborhood. So, that's one thing people don't know about Portland. So, um, I was in a pocket of black people surrounded by whites. I should.
Yeah,
That's probably the best way to put it.
yeah,
So, but also Portland is very progressive. So I always think about how my relationships with women, the environment, um, with progressive agendas about homelessness and I don't know, fair play, healthcare, all those things.
So touching on your artistry of growing up in
Yeah.
Portland, how do you feel like the city kind of shaped you? How did you start? How did you even decide you wanted to be an actor? How did the city
Mm.
foster that? Did it hinder it at all? Tell me a little bit about that.
I was a spoken word poet before I was an actor, and so through the Perspective Gents Club, they would put on a lot of programs, and I saw the movie Slam, starring Saul Williams. I think it was at McMiniman. McMiniman is one of them small theaters they had it rented out. And the movie came out in '99, I believe, '98 or '99. And I remember seeing that and was like, "Yo!" Saul Williams did a poem in the middle of a prison yard, and they was about to kill him, and the poem was so crazy. I remember one of the dudes was like, I don't know what I'm thinking right now. He was
Yeah,
able to
yeah,
walk off. And I remember seeing that and I was like, I want to be able to do that. And so the art community, the black art community around poetry is what got me interested in the arts. And then I think once you're on stage, it just kind of you start branching out your roots. It's like you're like a sweet potato in some water. Your slips start coming out. Your roots start growing and touching other things.
yeah.
But that was the beginning. And Portland, like I said, is progressivism when it comes to artists. I think what started feeding me.
Let me ask you a question. I'm going to flip it a little bit back because we're talking about old spots. You still have family here. You
Yeah,
come back every time. I want to talk a little bit about that. Two things. When you first touch down, where do you go to eat?
damn. Probably my mama house. My mama house. It used to be my grandmama house. You know what I mean? But I will say, if there's I would always have to get Jack's Chicken. We
Yep.
call it Ninth Street. I don't know what it's a little gentrified over there now, so I don't know what people calling it. But we called it Ninth Street, so I would always have to stop and get a three wing and a JoJo. You know
Yep.
what I mean? So yeah,
That's still there.
yeah,
And then leading into that too, we've talked a little bit about how much Portland has changed and the gentrification. I know we've
Yeah.
talked about that, but is there still a place, a landmark, a spot that you always make sure you hit when you
Powell's books.
yeah.
Powell's books. I hit that every time. I think it's a centering spot. It feels like aliens like built that place, and you walk in and you can. I don't know. You can feel the ancestors past speaking to you. Like all those books that are around you. It's not bookstores like that in the rest of the country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially given what's going on. With banning things and what the Republican agenda is.
Yeah.
Um, so I hit pals every time. There's a new spot now that I think is dope that I just went to for the first time. Khan, that Haitian restaurant.
Gregory
That
Jordan, shout out.
Yeah, got to give him a shout out. That joint was tight. They treated me and my family very well when we was there.
For the people watching, is there going to be, can you say if there is a season two?
Oh yeah, season two's on the way. We
Excellent.
coming out, I believe later this year. We shot season two already. We finished it in September.
Okay.
You will see a familiar face. You feel me?
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to what people feel about that. Season one was, a blessing to be a part of. We was number one in 117 countries.
Yeah,
We really did the thing. So, you know, I think season two has a lot more to say.
good. So I want to kind of end talking about, Portland events and film. A lot of what you were talking about, the gap. That's what we're here for. We're here to support local artists. We're not just here to facilitate the productions that are coming to town, but also making opportunities to learn. And I get asked a lot, and I'm sure you do too, but what's some of your advice, your your words of wisdom that you would say if someone at Jeff came to you today and said, I want to be an actor? What are
Mm.
some of the things if you were to tell them to take away?
I would say, dude, you got to do theater. I was first of all, I would ask them what kind of actor they want to be. I
Mm.
think any artist listening, I think the first question you need to ask yourself is you need to ask what kind of artist you want to be,
Okay.
and that's going to answer a lot of your questions. And this is, like I said, no, this is some people want to do commercials, some
Mhm.
people want to do real cinema, some people want to be on Lifetime, some people want to do TikTok, um, skits or whatever. Not all those things. The path to all those things are going to be completely different. If your path is similar to mine, I would say theater. You got to be on stage. You should be trying to be on stage as much as possible in Portland. A lot of people want to move to LA and New York, and I would say if nobody know you in Portland, they're
Mhm.
not gonna know you in New York player.
Yeah, yeah,
Unfortunately.
yeah.
Also, there's shows coming up here. Try to get attached to those things as a co-star or a guest star. Make sure you know all the casting people in
Mhm.
Portland because they might be able to link you to the other casting folks that are casting out of LA and New York
Mhm.
and London and those kind of things. That's my advice. And study, watch everything. Like you got to be a cinephile.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All these Oscar movies that people think is boring and stuff. That's how you learn how to craft complex performance. That's how you have things. Read. Oh my, man, please read, read,
Read,
man, read. Please read.
read,
And I'm
read.
not talking about them like how to make yourself a millionaire in 30 days. I ain't talking about that. The foolishness. Okay, I'm not talking about that. Like read. Like I mean, from Neil Gaiman to Oscar Wilde to Shakespeare to August Wilson. Like when you read these people, there's a reason. The first thing they do in every authoritarian regime is ban reading.
Yeah.
There's a reason they do this. It
Yes. Yes.
it expands your artistry
Yeah.
in such a way. And I wouldn't. I have to thank Walter Mosley because I didn't read the Alex Cross series to prep for Alex Cross because my character's not in the books. So Ben told me to read the Easy Rawlins series by Walter Mosley,
Okay.
and and to look at the character Mouse in that series. People usually know Mouse from A Devil in a Blue Dress, played expertly by Don Cheadle.
Yes.
Um, but that book, that character is like sometimes in some of the books he's got like a chapter, half a chapter, but somehow his presence is over the whole thing. And
Right.
because I read that, I was like, yo, I wonder could I do this in cinema
Mm-hmm.
where I who cares if I got two lines?
Mm-hmm.
If Mouse can do it in a book, maybe I can do it in a thing. And so that's started the crafting of the performance. So please all those. So read and all those things. I hope I wasn't too long winded. You know what I
No,
mean?
that was amazing. Stay ready.
Yeah.
Well, Johnny, I want to thank you for being a part of Portland's Famous. I hope
Oh shoot, I don't even know if I'm Portland famous. You know, I'm just
you
Portland trying
are.
to, just trying to get it. You know.
You are. But thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. Shout out Northeast Portland.
Anytime.
Highland. We outside. Shout out Jeff. Shout out Whitaker, even though they tore it down. Shout out Vernon. I wonder if that painting that I put on the wall with the whole rest of the school is still there. I gotta go check and see. Shout out the whole Northeast, the whole NEP. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And I love you, mom.